Hello juniors, I welcome you all to the Designers Consortium Club Briefing Session. I am Navina Santilkumar, a member of Designers Consortium, which is the Technical, Product Designing and Innovation Club of NIT Trichy. In this session, we will provide you with every details and particulars regarding the club, ranging from what we are, what we do, our projects and events we participate in, and much more. Also, feel free to post your queries in the live chat below. We will be addressing them towards the end of the session. Without any further delay, let's start this session. I'll be now handing it over to Praneeth.
Hello everyone. So nice to meet you guys finally. This is Praneeth. So we'll jump straight into the session. Most of you will be figuring out various clubs in our college. So basically clubs in NITT are of three types: technical, social and cultural. Technical clubs are the one which concentrate on solving industrial and socially relevant problems under various domains like robotics, coding, web development, product development and many others. Our club, Designers Consortium, is a technical club which involves 40 plus talented and passionate design enthusiasts from different engineering fields with a mission to identify the various problems in the society and come up with an engineering solution for it. Our club was established in 2015 with 14 members and has evolved as the Technical Product Designing and Innovation Club of NIT Trichy. We are proud of having 50 plus projects and have won 35 plus accolades from various competitions across the country. Moving on, this year will mark 7 years of Designers Consortium. Having a very strong alumni network, we have grown a lot every year in terms of members and the complexity of the problem statement taken. Even the 2-year COVID period could not stop us from our mission because of our successful transition to online mode, and now we are back again offline. Here are the pics of the DC family so far. Here in DC, we have highly diverse expertise in ergonomics, simulation, mechatronics, graphic animation, automation, CAD modeling, research and development, machine learning, and fabrication and prototyping, in which we'll be involved during the projects, and this has been increasing each and every year. Moving on further, here we have few domains in which we have done our project so far. Under environment, we have WindCare, which is a miscellaneous device that can clean, scan, and repair windmills. And we have Caltech, which is a bot that helps us deter marine animals around the oil spill area. Under assistive technology, we have RetroRamp, which helps the ones who use wheelchair for mobility to climb stairs independently. And we have Star Trek, which is a portable device which aids the elderly to carry groceries above the staircase. Under agriculture, we have Orion, which is an innovative design for an online transplanter. Under transportation, we have Rebam, which helps elderly people climb berths in train. Under industrial, we have Turboti, which is a drone, helps in underwater cleaning and inspection. Under defense, we have Seabus, a non-lethal device that detects and stops non-compliant vessels at sea without causing any permanent damage. Under disaster management, we have T-Rex, a device that can rescue a child stuck inside a deep and narrow borewell within the shortest time and safest way possible. Under waste management, we have Mukonum, which is a self-sustained, environmental and user-friendly toilet that has no waste output and converts it into useful product as well. Under energy, we have Smart Stove, which is a casing that can harness energy from the excessive heat during cooking from the stoves. Under healthcare, we have VictalMate, which is a device that detects the seizure of the victims, aids him during a seizure. Now, Navina will carry on with the presentation from here.
To solve every problem statement, we follow a 5-step procedure, which in detail I'll be talking about. Starting with the first step, which is the background research. We spent extensive time studying the articles, research paper, and journals regarding the problem, which also involves studying of the existing solution so that our product stands unique among them. This phase will help us build the proper knowledge and foundation required for the further development of the project. The next step is where we start ideating the solution for the problem statement. This involves pretty intense brainstorming session with the team and coming up with the best idea possible. The third step will be a phase where you will use various modeling softwares like SolidWorks to design the product with the ideas which we got in the previous phase, that is the ideation phase. This gives a shape to our ideas. The fourth step will be where we will be simulating our product model. Here, we will be able to figure out the practicality and working of our project. The fifth and the most interesting step is the fabrication, in which we will be buying the components required for the projects and making a prototype model in real. Seeing our idea working in real is an absolute pleasure. This slide shows the software we use in our project: SolidWorks, ANSYS, Console, Arduino and Raspberry Pi, Blender, Keyshot, ML and DL models. You will get to familiarize yourself with these softwares. Now, let's move ahead and see some of the projects which we developed this year. This is Caltech from Environment Domain. The problem statement which we dealt was to design and fabricate a system of both that is fittable to oil booms and can detect and deter the marine animals and birds near the oil spill area, and to help and rescue the ones that are already affected. So now let's move ahead and understand the problem statement in much more detail. So what's an oil spill? Release of liquid petroleum hydrocarbon into the environment, especially in the marine ecosystem, is called oil spill. Oil spill has a devastating effects on seabirds and aquatic life. Approximately 7 lakh seabirds are affected by these oil spills. So it's absolute necessary to develop a product which can deter away the birds and aquatic life coming near the oil spill. The next slide shows the visualization of the solution which we proposed. The black part is the oil spill. The yellow ones are the oil booms. Oil booms are nothing but a barricading structure, and the red ones are our bots, which are revolving around the booms for the continuous perimeter surveillance. We have 3 subsystems, which is propulsion system, detection system, and deterring system. First is the propulsion system, which helps in the motion of the bot along the booms. Second is the detection system. It helps in detecting the birds. And third is the deterring system. It deters away the birds and the aquatic life from the oil spill. Next, this slide shows the components of the propulsion system. On the left hand side, you can see the components with the label, and the right hand side, you can see the fabricated product. The mechanism involves the combination of spur gears along with the rollers for the motion. Moving on, next is the detection system. Firstly, one of the detection system uses the image processing using a pan tilt camera which can rotate 180 degree vertically and horizontally. We can see one picture which has the bird detected in it, and the other picture. The second detection system is acoustic detection, using machine learning algorithm for detection of seabird voices. The third subsystem is the deterring subsystem, which involves optical deterring using IR light, acoustic deterring using propane cannon. Third is the electric deterring using the electric field for the marine life. The combination of these three provides a complete and efficient deterrence system possible. That comes to the end of this project. Next project will be explained by Arun.
Thank you, Navina. Hey guys, this is Arul and it's nice to meet you all. So the next interesting project on the line is ICTLMate as a wearable device that detects and mitigates seizure. So the problem statement of this project is to design a system that detects the seizure of a victim and aids him during the seizure. So a seizure happens when there is a sudden electrical disturbance in brain and causes changes in behavior and body movements of a person. And during a seizure, a person loses consciousness and have convulsion and eventually tends to fall down. So our aim is to detect the seizure of the person and prevent any injury from the fall. And once after the convulsions pass, the person should be shifted to a recovery position, and also the caretaker should be informed so that they can get help. So this is actually achieved by using the following tech in a wearable jacket. We have used gyroscopic sensors and machine learning to analyze the data and detect the seizure with the help of an Arduino Uno, which will then actuate high-pressure CO2 cartridges, which will inflate the airbag around the vessel. So this is the flow of the product. When seizure strikes, it is first detected by a series of sensors with the help of machine learning, and the airbag is inflated to prevent any injuries during the fall. On the side, the caretakers are also notified via Telegram API, and once after the convulsions pass, the airbag is then again inflated in a certain manner to shift the person to a recovery position until help arrives. So hope you found the projects interesting. Moving on, what makes us unique? We are unique because we take problem statement from a variety of domains and work on projects that cater to various social issues and have a considerable impact on society. We have an integration of multidisciplinary engineering domains and fabricate fully functioning prototype so that you can see your whole concept working in real life. Being a part of DC gives you the following perks. Starting with a wonderful team who are like-minded while working on the project, you gain exposure to industry-level software and application of your academic concepts practically. Also, you'll gain practical experience while fabricating the product. You'll also develop a good bond with your batchmates and seniors, and also with the well-connected alumni network here at DC. Moving on to the accolades of DC, one of the notable mentions is the truck-mountable street vacuum cleaner, which was handed over to the Trichy Municipal Corporation in 2019. It received significant recognition from the Trichy municipality and other news channels. We have also published papers on 4 of our projects on IEEE after being presented on the 9th International Conference on Robotics and Mechatronics in 2021. We have been consistently winning prizes in Sangam, the hardware hackathon conducted by Pragyan. And this year, 2022, we have bagged the gold medal in environment and bronze in defense sector. With all those technical info being portrayed, don't think we just do only projects and technical stuff. We do have a lot of fun moments together as a team. We go on trips, celebrate events and festivals together, and sometimes we do party in the room. It's these small little breaks that keeps us going towards the bigger goal. Coming to the inductions, which will allow you to be the part of the team. First, we don't require any prerequisite from your side. In fact, the induction process will itself equip you with the necessary skills needed for the team, along with the personal mentors to guide you throughout the process so you don't set back. The inductions for the Designers Consortium Club will be soon open. Until then, stay in touch with us by following our social media handles and do visit our website at www.dcnitt.org to know more about the club. So I hope you guys got to know more about us. If you have any doubts, feel free to post it in the chat box. We'll be having a live Q&A session shortly. Hope to see you all in the inductions. Until then, defy, design, deliver. We are the Designers Consortium, the Technical Product Design and Innovation Club of NIT Trichy. We are sponsored by SolidWorks and ANSYS.
Hello guys, so thank you for tuning in. Myself Siddharth, and I'm joined by Arya, and we'll be handling the Q&A session. Right, so the first question that we have here is, do we require preliminary knowledge of CAD? So you don't require prior knowledge as such. We'll be providing you with materials, and as you follow along with the induction process, you'll get to learn a lot of things, and among one of those is CAD. So yeah, as I mentioned before, we do not expect an applicant to have any prior CAD knowledge. So yeah, I think that pretty much answers your question.
Um, you people really work on all domains. Okay, to answer that, I would like to say that although DC was initially inclined towards mechanical and electrical domains at first, but we look forward to grow the club, and now we require significant expertise and inputs from all the branches, and therefore the main domains we work upon now, we look forward to work upon now are R&D, fabrication, mechanical designs as before, and also we are looking forward to include automation and that sort of domains. So it includes AI and the rest of them. So, for instance, the last year's projects itself, we required expertise from chemical branch to assist us in cathodic corrosion inhibition, material selection, electrochemistry, etc. So yes, we do work on more than a few domains.
Right, I think I was muted. So the next question we have is, what are the other projects you people have worked on? So to answer this question, I'm not sure if you're asking me what are the projects that we have worked on, but uh, in the past we have worked on like about 30 plus projects, and they have belonged from different domains. So I'm not sure if that answers your question or not. Arya, would you like to add anything?
Um, yes, so as Siddharth mentioned, we have actually worked on more than 45 plus projects, and since our club has started from 2015, we have only looked forward. So some of them include Caltech and the familiar ones, which we just saw in briefing, and the rest of them include several military healthcare applications. Excuse me if I don't remember the exact names, but we focus on tackling industrial solutions, healthcare, defense, and even everyday life problems. So I think I've answered a similar type of question. So uh, a non-mechatronics person has a significant role in our club. So we look forward to expand in the rest of the domains as well, be more inclusive. So uh, for example, as I explained, we needed last year a person expertise for good material selection, because we wanted some material to not corrode in the seawater, and also some guidance in electrochemistry, and generally we are, as I told, like we are even looking forward to automation. So we require people who are good in AI, coding, etc. So basically, it builds the second half of the DC.
Right. So the next question we have is, what are all the events that DC participates in? Um, so the common ones that you might have heard of are Sangam, but we also participate in intercollegiate events such as the IT Bombay Tech Fest, as well as the Tech Fest of IT Madras. Um, but I would like to point one thing out. DC is not a competition oriented club. We participate in events that are catered to our projects. So let's say if the if the competition falls under the domain of the project, we are more than happy to participate in the event.
Can we get a rough timeline of what all stages are there in the induction process of DC? Yes, so it's not of much significance right now, but generally how it goes is there is a questionnaire round at first, which includes a list of basically questions from several domains. So just to start with that, and then there are several rounds of interviews, personal interviews, a couple of them, and then there is HR round. So that is a general process, but we can't be sure if that will go on in the future. How is DC different from Spider Club? Okay,
Yeah,
so
you take it. Through.
all right. So Designers Consortium, as the name suggests, we mainly focus on the design aspects of products. So anything which you can look around is basically designed upon a reasonable, logical reasoning, like why is it designed this way. So we mainly focus on those kind of aspects, designing products, the mechanical designs, and also the algorithms, etc. So basically, I would say we work on more number of domains, whereas Spider is inclined towards web development part. So although there is a lot of intersection of the domains of work we do, but as I said, our club works mainly on the design aspects, whereas Spider, I suppose, is mainly towards web development and, as we can guess, IT related part.
Right. So the next question is, I do not have knowledge of mechanics or circuits. Do I have a chance of getting inducted? So the induction process is a very long process, and through the induction, you learn a lot of things. So as I mentioned before in one of the questions, that you do not need prior knowledge of a lot of things. We What we expect from you is we expect you to be more attentive in the learning process. So if you're able to get through that, then that's more than enough. I hope that answers your question.
Can I maintain my marks being part of DC? So this does not have a definite answer. I think it depends, but uh, yeah, it basically depends how well we can manage time. We certainly do not overburden members. So basically, our classes are, I mean, sessions are after class hours, and we ensure that the meetings are as per everyone's convenience, and we try not to prolong them to increase productivity and make sure it's according to everyone's convenience, as I said. So yeah, it's not a definite answer I can tell to this, but um, yeah, you can get busier than usual, but yeah, there's no definite answer to that.
Basically, it all boils down to how you manage time.
Exactly.
Right. So I'll take up this question. How frequently do you make projects? What is the average time you take in developing a project? So that depends on the kind of project you're working on. So to give an example, the first project that we did, that I did as a part of DC, was a campus development project. So that was about a month and a half long. But as as you gain a little bit of experience in how the whole process goes, you'll be taking on bigger projects that can last up to 6 months or even more than that. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. There's no average time as such. It all depends on the kind of project you're working on.
Where can we get resources for inductions? Um, right, as it is said earlier, like we do not expect any prerequisites beforehand the inductions, but sure, like, induction itself is a good learning curve, and we might, in inductions, people may be asked to brush up upon some topics, mainly from mechanics, and if it's other branch, it may be from tronics, etc. So I won't go into details of that, but yeah, you do not worry about the resources for inductions. It will be shared if it's needed. Along with my technical
Yeah.
knowledge, in what other domains will my skills increase? So it's basically a lot of things other than technical knowledge. It includes managerial skills, basically time management, also how to work in a team, basically make a lot of friends and team bonding basically, and also it's basically a lot of other things. If Siddharth may add to that.
Yeah. So uh, it's just not how you work individually. It all depends on how you work as a team. So if let's say if you're a very good, if you are, you have a lot of technical skills and your prowess relies on that. But if you're not able to function in a team, then it wouldn't be, very beneficial for the team or for the club for that matter. I hope that answers your question. Yeah, Arya, can you take up this question?
How can we prepare ourselves for inductions? Yeah, so I guess it's similar to one of the questions I addressed before. So there is no need to, strictly prepare something for inductions. We do not expect any prerequisites. Rather, we look for your interest to learn and your passion. So yeah, like we may give out some topics to revise. Other than that, I don't want to, stress on anything to prepare for as of now.
I think that is it. Do we have any more questions? All right. So the questions, most of them revolved around, are there, is there anything that I have to prepare for the induction process? So the induction process, in itself is, how how well you are able to grasp concepts as well as how you are able to apply them in the project that you work on. So yeah, I mean, do not worry about if you're skilled enough to be a part of the induction process. You can apply in the induction process, and it's basically a learning curve. So it's a win-win situation for you. If you, uh, you know, if you actively are a part of the induction process, you'll learn as well. And if, let's say, if you outperform the others, then you'll be a part of a very prestigious club called Designers Consortium. Yeah, and a few more things. So people had doubts about whether they can be a part of multiple technical teams or not. So it's advisable to not be a part of multiple technical teams because it gets very, hectic to manage time, as well as you have your academics. You have your academics. You can be a part of a technical team and a cultural team such as Westember, but I really don't think it's a good idea to be a part of multiple technical clubs. Sorry, technical teams.
Yes, so to add on to that, basically, as we have seen, there are technical clubs, social clubs, and cultural clubs. So, although we can be a part of a technical club and a club from other category, but it's not advisable to be part of two technical clubs that, as it gets very hectic. So, that answers that, I hope. And you can be a part of technical club and any of the fest as you wish.
Talking about the induction process. So for us, it was completely online, and it was basically segregated into rounds. The first, I think you might know, was the questionnaire round. And one thing I noticed about technical club inductions was the kind of questions they ask. It's very intuitive. Most of them you would not find the answers to online. So yeah, it all boils down to how you interpret the question and how you're actually able to visualize it and then get a solution for that. So again, it was very fun. It was definitely worth giving the time for. And for me, it was slightly difficult as well. But yeah, I do not regret doing that. I mean, if you put in the time and the effort, you'll definitely bear the fruits.
How many hours in a week should we allocate for DC? All right. So basically, it's not exact throughout the year. It depends. So as I told, we normally commence our work after class hours, and the the ending is not very defined. So work increases during close to deadlines or during competitions. And again, like still, we make sure it does not get too stressful, and we try to organize meets when it's convenient for everyone, and maintain that even workflow uh, with good productivity. So it's not exact throughout the year, is what I would tell.
Yeah, exactly. I think by that we come to the end of the Q&A session. Right. So thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in. I hope this was, a good insight into how the team works and how what you can expect.
Yeah. Thank you all for listening.